Hey guys, Josh here. Welcome back to our building channel. Today I was actually supposed to be in the field working, but it is very cold and crummy out. So what are we going to do? We're going to start a new project in the house build. So anyways, I'm going to show you how we're going to do a board and batten wall or wainscoting. Not sure what you want to call it, but we're going to be doing that in our master bedroom. Just going to kind of show you. Let's go take a look and see where we're working. So this room is the master bedroom. It's nice, got a walkout, and it's got a nice bathroom in there. But we want to kind of just dress this wall up a little bit. So we were thinking doing a wainscoting or a board and batten wall, I guess, up maybe 2/3 of it. So it should be pretty simple, shouldn't take too long, but I say that about a lot of our projects. So we'll kind of see how it kind of goes, but we want to mainly make sure it comes out right. So I'm going to kind of just dive right on into and show you how to do this wall. And I want to say thank you guys for your support and following along with us. If you like these videos, hit that like button, subscribe if you want to follow along with the rest of our videos, and let's just dive right on into how we're going to do this wall. Okay, so to get started, we need to know the width of our wall and how many battens we need. We are going to be using 1x4s with as our battens. We are going to be using MDF just because it comes perfect. It's a little cheaper, so we don't care if it's wood. You can do wood if you want. But so we figured out what our wall was, which is 161.5 inches, and then we came and just started playing around with spacing what we like the looks of. So we're going to have one in the corner we know that, and then we start just playing around with what we like look-wise, sideways. Now, different than which most walls are going to have, is we also have these outlets, but we have 2 of them here, which means we have to also work with those. These are for nightstands. So, what we did is we came up with a number, we played around holding them and measuring them. You can do it all by math, just with numbers on your calculator. But we came out, we want 8 battens. That's including the corner batten. So now these are 1x4s, which are 3.5 inches wide. So if you take, I'm gonna get out my calculator. If you take 8 battens, 8 times 3.5 inches, you equal 28 inches. So we have 161.5 inches total. So we're gonna take 161 minus that 28 inches, because that space, that's what we're getting rid of on that wall. So, and then that leaves us with 133 inches. And then we're going to divide that by, that'd be 7, wait, hold on, equals, divide by 7 spaces, 8 spaces. And it comes up a little over 16.5 inches. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to do 16.5 inches spaces between the 1x4s on each one. So that's what you gotta figure out. Do the math, play around with it, measure it, double check it, make sure it works. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and cut 8 at the height what I want. And I got 10-foot boards, so to maximize our material, we're going to take 110 and cut it in half at 5 foot. So we're going to go cut 8 1x4s at 5 foot. Okay, so I could just cut all my boards right at 5 foot, but I chose to put in my corners, snap a line, just to, because they could be up and down a little bit, and I want it, when I put that top, I'm going to do a top board above it, I want it perfectly straight. So By having a snap line, I can actually cut them at 5 foot, or I can come measure, make sure they're 5 foot. Like this one's a hair under 5, so I'll go cut it a hair under 5, like a 1/16 less, and then I can get it perfectly straight. You can use a level, you don't have to use snap line, just snap line is super handy in all kinds of things in construction. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut the rest of my boards, figure out my spacing, and attach them all. Okay, I'm going to show you a couple things I'm doing. So I know I got the corner in here, but it might not be perfectly level with the drywall, mud, and whatnot. So I will actually be using these later down in here. But I went and took the distance on my spacing, made 2 for the top and bottom. So what I'm going to do, I think just for ease, is put 1 on each. Instead of measuring each one, put it in there, put a batten up to it, nail it, and then I'm leveling this second one right here. And then after that, I don't have to level them anymore. So all I really have to do is take one and put one up top here, and then on the bottom here, put up the next one, nail it. So that's just I think a quick tip that I would do, that I'm going to do, because I think it's a little bit quicker. Also, I went ahead and took my stud finder and found where my studs are in here and marked the walls. So if you don't get wood on some of them, it's not a big deal. We'll end up caulking it, and that will end up holding it. So actually, where I'm going to the drywall, I'm using a little bit shallower 18 gauge brad nail, like 1.25 inches. So where the rest I'm going to use 1.5 inches. So just to make sure I don't hit any wires, I'm keeping them shallower. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the rest and start putting them in all the way across, and then we'll go to the next step of this wall. Okay, so if you had a traditional wainscoting or something, you'd have to put some sort of backing, which could be MDF or plywood. Most people already have drywall, which I also have drywall, but we went with opted for a smooth finish on our drywall, so we get to nix the first step of putting a smooth backing on. Now, if you do have textured drywall, you can either float it out with joint compound, which is a lot of work, or just go get some thin MDF and put it on the walls and nail it right where, and make your battens cover all your nail holes. So that's one thing you can do, but I can opt out of this because I don't need to, because I got a nice smooth finish. Now, when I do paint it, if I do see any kind of imperfections, I can come fix it with some drywall mud and no problem. So anyways, we're gonna nix that step and get right on into the battens. So I caught myself before I got too far. It'd be easier to make a line before all these battens are in. So the concept is do these verticals, and then we're gonna come back with like a 1x6 up here, and then another 1x4 in here. Anyways, to make it easier, before I put these battens in, I'm gonna go ahead and take the spacing from here to here, where this board's gonna go, and snap a line first. So I'm just gonna come down 12 inches from each corner and snap a line, and then keep on going. So just a quick tip. You can do it afterwards, but I think it's harder to make sure they're perfectly straight. Okay, so we got the battens on. Now what we're gonna do is, this is my top trim board. We're going to use a 1x6 just so it looks a little bit larger. Went ahead and pre-cut them actually. It's going to take 2 boards to get this width. I went ahead and put a bevel on them, or I'm going to miter them together. I cut them at a 33.5. You can go a 45 or you can go less, but gives a little bit more of a professional look when you miter them. So I went ahead and pre-cut those. I'm going to put those up. I got these center cross boards all cut, ready to go. And so I'm just going to go ahead and pop them up. Make sure to hit the studs because I got them all marked with this board. And then that'll also give me something to tie these guys to. So I'll just go ahead and get that up and show you how it looks. So with it being drywall, sometimes you don't have places you can hit wood like on these or like these. So what you can do, you can come back and I got a 23 gauge pin nailer and it's actually really small. You can always come and put like a toenail, and what's really cool is they have no head on them. So they make very minimal holes. So that's just one tip to deal with it. Or you can also use a glue gun, because I know it might sound cheesy, but you can use a hot glue gun, get it to stick, and then when we come back and caulk it, it'll stay there for the rest of its time anyway. So we got these on. We got just one more thing to do, is I'm going to put a cap on top of this top board, which is a 1x2. Just like that, and it should really dress it up nice. I went ahead and it's going to take 2 pieces and mitered this as well, and just go ahead and get that on, and then we're ready for finish. Okay, so this is all built now. So now it's just up to the finish. It won't take too long, a little bit of time, but we're gonna take a joint compound. I like to use drywall joint compound. Some people use spackle, some people use caulk. I'm gonna use joint compound on the seams where it's flat, where I can sand it, and then the nail holes, because I can make them disappear the best. And then I'm gonna sand that and come in here on all the little inside corners, here and here, with a paintable caulk, and then we're going to paint it, and we'll show you how the finished product comes out. But I really like it. I think it looks sharp. All right, guys, this is the finished product. The end result, I think it looks really sharp as to the room in here. So I'm going to just kind of talk about how I did finish it, because I wasn't going to show you because it didn't make this video too long. Took some 220 sandpaper, sanded everything. Took a drywall joint compound in all the flush seams down at the bottom, here, put on multiple coats, sanded it, took an interior, well, and exterior, I guess, white paintable caulk in all the inside corners, and then like 3 coats of interior bare ultra pure white semi-gloss, and took multiple coats because of that. If I was to bring a sprayer in, it probably would have been okay with 2. But when it seems to be when you brush and roll it, it has a little bit of bleed through. So, but I think it came out really nice. I just didn't want to bring the sprayer and mask everything off. I didn't think it was worth it. But this was a very low budget project, pretty quick, very fast. I think the finish took just as long as the building part. So hopefully this video can help you guys. If you like this video, hit that like button. If you want to follow along with more of our videos, hit that subscribe button. Until next time, guys, Josh out.